Hey everyone, welcome back to Eduverse, where we dive deep into the philosophies that can totally transform your life. I'm Trish, and today we're tackling something that's going to hit different, especially if you're feeling that constant buzz of notifications pulling you in a million directions. Imagine this. You're out for a solo walk, the sun's hitting your face, and suddenly a ridiculous thought crosses your mind that makes you burst out laughing. And right there, without anyone else's input, you solve a problem that's been nagging at you for weeks. Sounds like a dream, right? But what if I told you that's not just a fluke, it's a blueprint for real, unshakable personal power? That's the core of this philosophy we're exploring today. Walk, Laugh, and Win Alone represents a synthesized framework for personal development, drawing from historical philosophical traditions to advocate a life of intentional solitude, joyful resilience, and independent achievement. We are going to explore the philosophy as an integrated approach where walking symbolizes mindful movement and contemplation. Laughing embodies humor as a tool for emotional liberation and perspective, and Winning Alone emphasizes self-reliance and inner mastery without external validation. Rooted in Stoicism, transcendentalism, and existential thought, the philosophy posits that true fulfillment arises from internal resources rather than societal approval. First off, a quick backstory, because no great philosophy drops out of nowhere. This isn't from one dusty book. It's pulled from centuries of thinkers who've walked the talk. Picture Aristotle's crew debating while strolling the Lyceum. That's where peripatetic philosophy comes from, literally walking around. Fast forward to guys like Nietzsche, who pounded the Alps for hours, claiming his deepest ideas hit mid-stride. Or Kant, whose daily walks in Germany were so clockwork precise, locals used him as a timepiece. Talk about committing to the bit. Then there's humor. Yeah. Philosophy and laughs? Absolutely. The ancient Greek Democritus was called the laughing philosopher because he couldn't stop chuckling at how absurd humans can be. And self-reliance? Emerson nailed it in 1841. Trust thyself. Add in modern science. Studies showing walks boost creativity by 60%, laughter slashes stress hormones, and solo goal-crushing builds unbreakable grit. And you've got a framework that's timeless yet totally 2025 ready. But why now? With anxiety spiking from endless scrolls and that gig economy hustle, we're more connected than ever, but lonelier too. This philosophy, it's your antidote. It says, stop outsourcing your peace. Build it inside. Okay, enough setup. Let's break down the pillars one by one. Let's start with the foundation. Walking. Not that frantic gym treadmill shuffle. I'm talking deliberate solo strides that sync your body and brain like nothing else. Walking isn't just exercise, it's contemplation in motion. It strips away the noise, lets you marinate on life's big questions without your phone auto-correcting your epiphanies. Think about it historically. Rousseau, after getting exiled and feeling like the world's punching bag, turned to solitary walks. In his reveries, he spills how those rambles became his therapy, rediscovering joy in the simple sway of trees and the crunch of gravel. Nietzsche? The guy walked up to 8 hours a day in the Swiss mountains. He'd say, all truly great thoughts are conceived while walking. And science backs it. A Stanford study found that a 30-minute stroll amps up creative output big time, thanks to those endorphins firing and blood flow hitting your noggin just right. So what does this look like for you? Imagine ditching the commute doom scroll for a mindful loop around the block. Focus on your breath, the rhythm of your steps. It's like Japanese forest bathing or Shinrin-yoku, but anywhere. No trail needed. Or go big. Channel Thoreau from Walden, who basically said walking keeps the wild in your soul. In wildness is the preservation of the world, he'd preach. Even in the city, weave through the chaos. Watch how a street vendor's hustle mirrors your own grind. It builds that observational muscle, turning everyday scenes into profound lessons. But real talk, challenges, weather sucks, knees ache, or life's too packed. Fair. Start small. 10 minutes on a treadmill while pondering your next move. Or hack it like Steve Jobs did. Walking meetings with your team, but solo versions for your deepest dives. The payoff? Clarity that cuts through rumination like a hot knife. You'll spot patterns in your chaos you never saw sitting still. Have you tried it lately? Drop in the comments. What's your go-to walk spot? All right, that grounds you. Now, let's lighten it up. Pillar 2. Laughing. Because let's face it, what's a heavy life without a good gut bust? This isn't about cracking jokes at parties. It's solo humor as your secret weapon for liberation. Laughter flips the script on pain, turning "why me" into "how ridiculous is this?" Philosophers have wrestled with laughs forever. Plato thought it was mean-spirited scorn, but Democritus, he was all in, wandering around giggling at our atomic-level absurdities. Fast forward to Kant's incongruity theory. Humor hits when reality smacks your expectations, like spilling coffee right before a big call. Boom. Sudden perspective shift. Freud called it relief, a pressure valve for bottled-up tension. And Hobbes? Sudden glory from outsmarting your own dumb moments. In this philosophy, laughing alone is key. Ever snort at a meme in bed, no one around? That's not weird. It's power. It builds self-solidarity, detaching you from the drama. Viktor Frankl, in the hell of Nazi camps, used gallows humor to survive. He'd quip about the guards, finding inner freedom where none existed. That aligns perfectly with our triad: laugh to endure, then win through it. Science. Laughter yoga isn't fluff. It drops cortisol by 30% per studies. So, practices. Start your day with a humor ritual. Scroll absurd animal fails alone, or journal that time you tripped spectacularly. Modern twist? Comedians like George Carlin hone their edge in solitary reflection, turning personal gripes into gold. Or think of it in your hustle. Boss ghosts you? Laugh at the irony. It's just another plot twist. Suddenly, you're the director, not the extra. This pillar? It keeps you buoyant, so when life punches, you roll with the joke. Now, the crown jewel. Winning alone. This is self-reliance dialed to mastery. Triumphs that echo only in your chest, no crowd required. It's not lonely, it's liberating. Emerson put it blunt. Whoso would be a man must be a nonconformist. Trust that gut string vibrating inside you, not the echo chamber outside. Stoics owned this. Marcus Aurelius, emperor amid Roman mess, journaled in Meditations. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Inner citadel, baby. Build it high. Epictetus echoed, focus on what you control, judgments over junk. Today, it's that solo entrepreneur vibe in our gig world. Sarah Blakely bootstrapped Spanx with nothing but grit and a drawer of pantyhose prototypes. No boardroom cheers, just her wins. How to build it? Isolate your goals, set them alone, chase them without fanfare. Learn from flops in private. Analyze, adapt, repeat. Data shows self-reliant folks score higher on life satisfaction scales. Case in point, Howard Hughes, reclusive genius behind aviation leaps. Yeah, he went extreme, but that solitary focus, undeniable breakthroughs, challenges, society's team-obsessed. No man is an island, right? True, but islands have beaches. Start gradual. Tackle one project solo. Expose yourself to that quiet confidence. The magic? These wins stack, forging an unbreakable you. Ever nailed something big and felt that quiet roar inside? That's it. Pure, unfiltered power. But here's where it gets electric. Integration. These aren't silos. They're a symphony. Walk to stir the pot of thoughts. Laugh to sift the silly from the serious, then win alone with the gold you've mined. Picture Nietzsche's life. Alpine hikes birthing ideas, cackles at human folly sharpening them, and solitary tomes like Thus Spoke Zarathustra as his mic drop victories. Your routine? Morning walk, pondering yesterday's snag, chuckle at how overblown it was, then journal the fix, claim the W. It's seamless, turning daily grind into mastery flow. Case study. A modern Thoreau, maybe you, hacking urban isolation into innovation. Walk the dogless streets, laugh at the billboard's lies, win by launching that side gig. Boom, integrated power. So, what's the big picture? Let's analyze. Trends scream yes. Solo wellness is booming. Apps for guided walks, AI humor bots, Emerson reboots and podcasts. YouTube's full of rise alone vids tying solitude to legends. It's politically spicy too. Individualism gets shade in collectivist circles as selfish, but history slaps back. Stoics thrived in teams because of their inner strength. Balance is key. This philosophy amps your contributions, not isolates you. Challenges? Yeah, overdue solitude and loneliness creeps. Fair warning, pair it with light connections like a weekly call. Media spins it positive, but critiques from Plato, humor's irrational, to modern shrinks, isolation risks, remind us, moderation. Still, substantiated wins, from Frankl's survival to Blakely's billions, make it worth the dance. Debates rage, individual versus community. Emerson caught flack for seeming aloof, but he meant defy norms to better serve. In our I shuffled world, this fortifies you against the flux. Ready to build that citadel? Wrapping this up, walk, laugh, and win alone isn't just theory. It's your toolkit for a resilient, joyful ride. Walking clears the fog, laughing deflates the dragons, winning solo crowns you king or queen of your realm. Implications? Killer mental health, ethical edge in a spin machine world, productivity that doesn't crash on feedback. Future vibes. Imagine apps blending walk trackers with humor prompts or studies proving the combo's magic. But don't wait, start today. Lace up, find the funny, chase that quiet victory.